you're watching this video right now, you guys have been hit with my most concentrated potion of luck. 2024 is going to be your year. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Karina and happy 2024. I hope this year brings nothing but good vibes and energy to everyone watching this video. For those of you who have been following my channel for a while, as well as my other socials, you guys will know that I live in freaking Canada, which is basically the capital of, I'm pretty sure, one of the coldest winters. Today we're going to be talking about winter layering. So in addition to sharing what to do, I'm also going to share what not to do. If you want to stay warm and look stylish and not bulky at the same time, then this video is for you. Imagine this, it's winter and you wake up and you look out your window and the first thing you see is tons of snow. You might instinctively think, okay, so today I'm gonna bust out my heaviest, chunkiest knit sweater to stay warm. It's actually a terrible idea for the winter time. When you're outdoors, this will make you feel colder. As our body generates the heat, it's all going to get dissipated because there are no layers of insulation. Especially when you're gonna be commuting, so going indoors and outdoors, you're gonna be burning hot indoors and realize that you can't even take off your sweater without anything on the bottom. And when you're outdoors, you're gonna feel the cold wind attacking your insides. In all of my winter layering videos, I advise you guys to go for 3 layers at the very minimum. So we have our base layer, our mid layer, and then our outer shell. When you wear layers, the layers of clothing will trap the air molecules. By that same logic, it'll also trap and retain all of the heat that you generate. Contrary to what it might seem and look like, being in 2 layers is actually more heat efficient both indoors and outdoors and will keep you warmer than 1 chunky layer. The best part is you can just remove your second layer if it gets too hot and you won't have to burn indoors. So the second don't for winter layering is don't choose cotton. Easiest way to feel cold and wet in the winter time, because that layer will sit right next to your skin, and even if you sweat just a little bit, it's going to hold on to that moisture, making you feel damp and cold, which is why cotton is a great fabric for summertime, because they absorb moisture and keep you cool in the heat. So what you do want to go is with a natural fabric like merino wool. It's very thermoregulating, which means it's going to keep you warm when you're outside and keep you cool when you're inside in the heat. It's also a cult favorite base layer because it's a natural fabric, it's antimicrobial, and it's also the warmest option for thermal base. The downside to that is they can be quite expensive compared to other synthetic and polyester fabrics as a thermal base. My recommendation would be to thrift a good quality 100% merino wool base layer for the winter time. This one is a 100% merino wool base layer that I thrifted off of ThredUp, who is today's sponsor. This boat neck thermal base layer is from J.Crew. I got it off of ThredUp for just $12, which is over 50% off the estimated retail price. I've been using them for over 5 years now and I have never been disappointed with anything. They are the biggest online thrift store, so they have thousands of new arrivals every single day. All the items on there are unique items, which means if I purchase this, I can no longer link it. So many similar items. You can just go on ThredUp right now and I'll do a quick search on merino wool sweaters, and I saw this one by Banana Republic and it's only $25, which is 72% off estimated retail. It's 100% merino wool. So I have favorited this sweater and I will put all of my favorites down in the description box below. So in case you guys are interested in something in this video, you guys can go down to the link and check out very similar items. On top of the steep markdowns already on ThredUp, I have a promo code right here. It's just Karina for an additional 40% off your first order on ThredUp. Same logic goes for pants. So as much as I love my effortless pants from Wilfred, the material of this is made from linen blend, which means it is terrible for the winter time. I find that even on the days where I do have fleece tights on my legs, under this, I feel the cold wind penetrating these pants. It's as if I'm not wearing anything. So what you want to do is go for wool pants. I will be honest and say that I didn't know wool pants existed before this. I scored these Babaton agency pants from ThredUp. You know that feeling you get when you go into a thrift store and you like scored a hidden gem, like a designer item, for a fraction of the cost? This is how I feel with these pants. I got these for under $50 on ThredUp, where I just checked the estimated retail. It's $168 without tax. This is over 70% off, and look at the quality. These pants are in such top condition, there's no loose threads, there's no signs of it ever being worn. You will never get this in thrift stores in real life. I have been to a couple of the thrift stores near my house, and let me tell you, if I see something like this, it is never that steep of a discount. These are also the perfect pants for the office time, so you can never overheat from them indoors, and they keep you warm outdoors. Okay, let's talk about mid layers. So one of the most common mistakes that I've seen people make is when they're choosing something to layer on top of their base layer, they go for something that looks warm, something like a chunky knit sweater that happens to be 100% polyester. Polyester are not all evil by the fabric. It's the way that polyester clothing are made through the weaving process that makes it a good or a bad item. Because wool is relatively itchy right on top of your skin, with the exception of merino wool, that's a different story, but they make a great second layer, and it all comes down to the warmth factor. Wool is just very warm. It's very efficient at retaining heat. In case you do have sensitive skin, or you prefer a fabric that's a little bit less scratchy than wool, but you still want the heat retaining factor of wool, cashmere is a great option. Before you guys swipe away from this video because I just mentioned cashmere and you guys don't have the bank account to support that, like in this economy, let me just show you a screenshot of how much I got this 100% pure cashmere sweater for. This is an incredible steal at $16. I can feel the material with my hands, and let me tell you, it's as soft as a baby's skin. I even think this would be totally okay for it to sit on top of your bare skin. Make sure you check the link in the description for all of the favorites, because I found some similar cashmere sweaters on a steep promo that you guys can score using the link below. So for outer layer, this is where there can be a huge variation in which outer shell you pick for your outfit, ranging from puffer jackets when it's really cold to wool jackets and coats, depending on your level of activity, how long you plan on staying outdoors, what occasion it is, etc. Just like all puffer jackets and coats are not created equal, all wool coats are not created equal either. Don't just blindly buy any coat with the word wool in the title. Just because it contains the word wool doesn't mean that it's made of pure wool. So do take the time to read the composition of the coat and how much wool is in it. I have seen wool blend coats. It was advertised as a wool coat with only 5% wool composition in it. And I have seen wool coats advertised as wool blend coats, but they have over 90% wool. The choice really comes down to budget and the level of warmth you're aiming for. Again, I am not saying that all polyester coats are terrible. I do own a few polyester coats that are absolutely gorgeous, and I reach for from time to time because they are great transitional weather jackets and they're great spring coats, and they just happen to fit the aesthetic that I'm going for that day. So don't be in a rush to throw away all your pretty polyester coats. For the sake of explaining this further, I have two gray coats here that I absolutely love. They have a similar shape, they have a similar design, even down to the length. They're just different by composition, that's all. So first up, we have this 100% polyester coat that is from a very popular brand, and that I myself have recommended to my viewers, my audience, you guys, just because I love the design of this. It's lined all the way on the inside. Despite it being a 100% polyester coat, I think it's absolutely beautiful. The second coat has 50% wool in it, so it will be warmer than the first gray coat. However, the two designs are not drastically different. It really just comes down to budget and warmth level. For this reason, I absolutely love shopping at ThredUp for wool coats. I love how easy it is on ThredUp to search for wool coats because they have the composition right out written for you and it's searchable. So in case you're on a budget but you do want to go for a good quality wool coat, ThredUp is a great starting place. This is a wool coat that I found off of ThredUp. So this is from the brand Mark New York, and the composition includes 60% wool. I have quite a few long wool coats that go down past my knee, but I don't really have any that's above the knee, and I really wanted to find a good quality one, but I just looked and there's tons of wool coats and jackets that are super cute on ThredUp. Also favorite them, and you can shop them with my link. The next tip for winter layering is a question that I've been getting from so many of you guys, and that is, how do you tuck your chunky sweaters into your skirts? We are working with this super chunky turtleneck knit and also this beautiful skirt that I also thrifted off of ThreadUp. So at first the outfit looks like this, which is not very flattering because the length of this sweater is elongating our torso at the same time shortening our legs, making our ratio look more like 5'5". So we are going to crop it. This is where a lot of people have trouble because they just instinctively take the elastic band and stick this into here, and more often than not you're gonna end up with something that looks a little bit like this. So if I lift this, you'll see that there is a bulge that's happening here. So the don't here is don't tuck it into your skirt. What you do want to do is invest in one of these bands. So they remind me of resistance band, but don't worry, nobody's telling you to work out right now. You are just going to put this around your tummy area. So then once it's on, it should look something like this, and you can tuck your sweaters into this band instead of your skirt. It's gonna look something like this, and by the time you fold it over, it should be completely invisible, just like this. And even if you turn to the side, no weird bulges anywhere. So it works just like a bra. There are different lengths of these clasps, and you can just choose to hook them onto either one depending on how bloated you are that day. It also comes in different sizes. I got mine in the extra small. If you do choose to go with a skirt for the winter time, please don't forget your legs. I pretty much have a PhD in fleece tights by now. I feel like it's all I ever talk about in the winter videos. But just when I thought I have learned everything there are to learn about fleece tights, I discovered something new that changed my life. So this would be a pair of fleece tights that matches the color of my legs. And then I've told you guys to layer a thin layer of sheer tights over this to create the illusion that you're not wearing any. What I discovered was that you want to go 1 to 2 skin tones darker. So this is what the skin tone fleece tights looks like on my legs right now. I'm wearing the lighter version. Let's go over it with a pair of sheer tights. So this is what it looks like after I layered on a pair of sheer tights and put on some boots. Not bad, right? But let me show you what it's gonna look like with these. So this is the darker version of the fleece tights. We're also going to throw this sheer tights over. This is what it looks like with the sheer tights and the shoes over the darker shade of fleece tights. Let me know which one you like better in the comments below. Can't forget accessories when it comes to layering in the winter time. A lot of times whenever we have puffers and we're working with a scarf draping over, looks something like this. Then you'll notice as you move around, your scarf is gonna unravel just like this. So I recently learned this cool trick that's gonna help your scarf stay in place. What you're gonna do is drape your scarf, 1/3 of your scarf over on one side. You're gonna loop it around like you usually would, across the other side. And now you see this loop that you created, you're gonna go in with your hand, you're gonna grab the other side, and you're gonna pull it under this loop. And then when you're done, you're gonna move this whole thing to the side of your shoulder like this. So then this side of the scarf stays behind your shoulder, and you kind of tuck this section behind your shoulder. I mean, it's pretty much locked in place and it's not gonna move no matter how much you jump or move around. If you like the scarf hack, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so then I can film more for you. Also, let me know if you would like to see a dedicated style hacks video similar to this one. Don't forget to use Karina for 40% off your first order on ThreadUp. This is 40% off on top of whatever promos they have going on, so this makes it 40% sweeter. And don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends if you guys found it helpful in any way. And I will see you in my next video. Love you all. Bye.